Make money, money, make money, money, money. This video is on how to turn podcasts and press, these things that we typically look at as just being mechanisms for exposure that maybe one day turn into a speaking gig or something like that, how to turn podcasts and press into profits. Now, this video is going to be an overview, but I want to get you thinking in the right way so that once you start doing your outreach for podcasts and press, you know how you're going to translate it into revenue. So most people do podcasts and press, like I said, just for exposure, just to get a cool logo on their website or just to put some content out in the world. And the reason that they do that is they don't realize that you can actually turn it into revenue quite simply. Here's how. The number one thing you need to have in place to turn podcasts or press or any type of exposure into revenue is the thing that you sell. Most of the time, people think that the thing that they sell, if they're a thought leader, is speaking gigs, and they get paid $5,000 or $10,000 here and there to do a talk. Or they think they sell books, which they sell for like $14.99 or $20 or something like that at the back of the room. Those two things are highly unpredictable sources of revenue. They're very few and far between. And speaking gigs, for example, if you want to just go out and start landing speaking gigs today that pay $10,000, speaking gigs that pay $10,000, those are getting booked 6, 9, 12 months in advance. So even if you book one today, you're probably not getting paid your full fee for another year. Not the kind of like replicable sources of revenue that we're looking for. So what I want to talk about today is how do we get the replicable sources of revenue, the ones that are more predictable. And here's how. Number one, knowing what it is that you sell. So chances are you have a purpose, and chances are you have that purpose because you've gone through some stuff in your life. And that stuff that you've gone through, if you taught your way of getting through that to other people, you'd be able to help them get through that similar stuff faster than what you did. You'd be able to help share your information, share your wisdom, share your knowledge, share your expertise with that human being. Okay, and what you're going to learn in the Turning Purpose into Profits is how to package that knowledge, that wisdom, that expertise into a program that lasts, let's say, 8 weeks, that you can charge $3,000 for, and therefore you have a very concise, clear thing that you can sell. And if that's too far down the road or that's too kind of pie in the sky at the moment, then what you sell, let's say you've gone through some stuff, you don't have a package yet, then what you sell is your coaching. What you sell is advice. What you sell is your consulting, right? You exchange an hour of your time for $150, $300 or $700 or whatever it might be for that exchange. But you have to be clear on what it is that you sell, and what it is that you sell cannot just be getting booked for a speaking gig, and it can't just be book sales, okay? Because what we want is that podcast exposure and that press exposure that then translates into people messaging you, emailing you. I really love that piece of press you're featured in Entrepreneur. I thought it was awesome. You're awesome. I want you to know, how do I turn that lovely admiration into revenue? And the way that you do is, number one, by knowing what it is that you have to sell. Number two, knowing who it is that you sell to, the type of person that you can help. So once you have that thing that you sell, let's say it's even an hour of your time or it's a package of $3,000, you want to know who is going to buy that. And the way that you know who is going to buy that is because the people that are going to buy it are the people that want the result that you're selling. So if you went through a lot of stuff in your life, a good example is Cynthia. Cynthia is one of our clients. We helped her get a TED Talk. It has like over 5.5 million views. She's absolutely rocking it. Cynthia got through a very tough time, which for her was perimenopause. She now helps other women get through perimenopause. She does that in coaching. She does that in programs. She helps people get the result of thriving after perimenopause or while going through perimenopause. That's a result that she helps people get. So that's the kind of people that she can sell to. Women that are going through perimenopause. It's pretty straightforward, right? So once you have the thing that you sell, and then you know who you're going to sell it to, then you just need to know how you're going to sell it. What I mean by that is, are you going to sell the stuff that you sell on a e-commerce page on your website, or like a sales page? Are you going to sell it through like a webinar type funnel? Or are you going to sell it by getting on the phone with that person? This is the easiest way, by the way. By getting on the phone with that person, hearing what it is that they're going through, offering your solution, and if the person wants it, then they buy it. It's very simple. So using Cynthia as an example for all of those three, number one is knowing what it is that she sells. So she sells one-on-one coaching. So she sells like chunks of like 6 coaching sessions or 8 coaching sessions. That's what she sells. Number two, who she sells it to, women going through perimenopause that want the same result that she got. Number three, how she sells it on the phone, right? So if someone says, I really love that article you read, I really love that podcast, I'm going through the same thing, Cynthia's thinking, potential client. And then she's going, oh, great, I'm really glad that you reached out. Thanks for reading that piece of press or listening to that podcast. Would you like help getting through your perimenopause? The person goes, yes, I would. Let's get on a call. Perfect. You translate that into a call. You translate it into revenue. So this is meant to be just a brief overview of what is to come, much more in depth in turning your purpose into profits. And this is specifically why you want to be doing podcasts and press, not just because of the exposure, not just because of the practice, which are both incredibly valid things, but you can actually turn that exposure into revenue once you know what you sell, who you sell it to, and how you sell it. Hey, I hope you liked that training, and if you did like it, please click the subscribe button, hit the like, hit the comments, and if you want more information, down below I've got a free training on exactly the step-by-step process to landing a TEDx talk, making $10,000 a month from your purpose, and living your purpose full-time. Click the link below for that free training, and I'll see you in the next video.